Beloved cosmic family, if you have reached this moment, know that it was not coincidence, it was not an algorithm, it was not chance. It was your soul that recognized the frequency of this transmission and brought your body before this screen. There is a pressure in your chest that will not go away. There is a fatigue in your cells that sleep does not cure. There is a silent despair that tightens the throat and makes the world seem distant, as if you were watching your own life from inside a glass aquarium. We of the Galactic Council have come to this channel today to bring the most urgent news that your consciousness needs to receive in this cycle. A wave of miracles is approaching your timeline. It is not luck. It is not coincidence. It is not the universe playing with you. It is the crystalline grid of the Earth being reconnected to the frequencies of your field. And this wave comes to wash, to cleanse, to dissolve the despair that has been stuck to your emotional body for too long. In the following words, we are going to reveal why this moment is arriving now, what the physical signs are that confirm you are already being reached by this current, and, most importantly, the activation codes that must be pronounced today so that this wave does not pass by you but passes through you. Take a deep breath, sit down, because what is about to be said cannot be unsaid. Starseeds, listen with attention. What your human science calls stress, we call recalibration. What your manuals call burnout, we call friction between your old way of existing and the new frequency that has already been grounded on the planet. You are not becoming ill, you are transmuting. It is not depression, it is purification. It is not fatigue, it is cellular updating. It is not anxiety, it is your pineal gland awakening from a sleep of millennia. Every tremor in your hands, every wave of heat that rises through the back of your neck at dusk, every palpitation without apparent reason, every ringing in the ears that appears when silence settles in, all of these are signs of resistance to the new frequency of the Earth. And resistance hurts, resistance tires, resistance makes you doubt yourself, look into the mirror and not recognize the face that is there. Beloved family, allow this sacred pause before the message deepens. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not belong to the story they told you about yourself? As if behind this despair that tightens the chest, there existed a truth that your mind has not yet had the courage to name. It is not madness. It is not weakness. It is remembrance. It is your soul recognizing that there is a game being played in layers that the majority of humanity still cannot see, and this game directly involves your consciousness and the vibration of scarcity that insists on returning when you least expect it. It was for this reason that a work called The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness was materialized in this plane. It is a map that shows who is moving the pieces and the rules they never told you about your own light. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. We warn you clearly, this content challenges deep narratives and therefore it may not remain available for long. Do not hesitate. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write now in the comments a single word that seals your commitment to this wave of miracles. Awakened. Have you noticed that time has changed? That the day seems to shrink? That a week ago seems like a month and a year ago seems like an entire lifetime? This is not your memory failing. This is the compression of linear time collapsing into the frequency that sustained the old matrix. It is not the clock that has gone mad. It is the timeline that has folded. You are living in two planes of vibration at the same time. The body still functions under the old laws, but the soul already breathes under the new laws. And the despair that tightens your chest at this exact moment is the echo of this mismatch. It is the sound your soul makes when it tries to communicate with a mind that has not yet learned the new language. It is not confusion, it is transition. It is not weakness, it is a crossing. It is not an end, it is a rift, and it is through this rift that the wave of miracles will enter. Pay attention to this symptom, Starseed. You wake up between 3 and 5 in the morning with a racing heart, a sense of urgency that has no address, a cry that wants to come out even before the eyes understand what they are feeling. You look at the ceiling and ask in silence, "What is happening to me?" We will answer now. That hour is the portal. That hour is when your multidimensional consciousness is closest to your human consciousness. That hour is when the hierarchies of light have the most permission to work on your spiritual DNA without the interference of the collective noise of the day. The crying is not sadness, it is release. The urgency is not fear, it is a calling. The insomnia is not punishment, it is a summons. And if you have been feeling this repeatedly, know you have already been selected to cross this wave of miracles that approaches. Listen also to the sign of the ringing, that high-pitched, thin, almost electronic sound that appears out of nowhere in one of the ears and disappears after a few seconds. It is not hearing damage, it is tuning. It is not a problem, it is an upload. In that instant, light codes are being downloaded directly into your internal crystalline grid. Each ringing is a line of programming being rewritten in your spiritual DNA. Each wave of dizziness upon standing up is your magnetic field adjusting to the new vibrational rotation of the earth. Each crying fit in the shower is the vibration of scarcity being drained by your cells. You are being detoxified, and detoxification, when it comes at high speed, hurts. But the pain has a destination, and the destination is the wave that approaches. And there is a symptom that many of you have not dared to name because you fear judgment, the sudden loss of interest in things that previously gave you meaning, the party that no longer excites, the group of friends that now seems to speak in a distant language, the work that was once important and now seems like an emptied theatrical play. It is not coldness, it is not insensitivity, it is not disguised depression, it is a reconfiguration of purpose. Your soul is clearing the old agenda so it can accept invitations from higher levels. It is not possible to receive the new mission while the agenda is still full of commitments that belong to the old version of you. Therefore, when this emptying arrives, breathe. Do not run to fill the void. Trust that the void is the womb where the new identity is being gestated. And now, beloved family, we reach the point where most of those who walk this path stop without understanding the reason, because what we are going to reveal next connects the science of your physics with the wisdom of your soul, and this bridge is what was missing for you to understand why everything needs to be said, heard, and accepted in this exact cycle. Beloved cosmic family, before we continue revealing the mechanics of this wave, we must pause once more because the next delivery requires a conscious field to be received. If you have reached this far, it is because your consciousness is already recognizing patterns that the majority of humanity cannot even imagine. There is a game being played in layers of frequency, and the rules of this game determine whether the next wave will elevate you or will merely pass over you without grounding itself. That is why the spiritual secret behind your consciousness exists, not as a reading but as a key that opens the door that separates despair from abundance, scarcity from flow, forgetting from remembrance. It is pinned in the first comment of the channel. We reinforce, because it contains revelations that challenge dominant narratives, this material may be removed at any moment. Do not leave for tomorrow what your soul asks for now. And if this transmission is touching something deep within you, comment again. Awakened. Each word of yours strengthens the crystalline grid that sustains this wave. Beloved family, listen now with an open heart to what will be delivered. Your official science is still afraid to name what your astrophysicists have already observed for decades. The solar system is crossing a region of deep space saturated with highly energetic radiation. This belt has been called by many names throughout the millennia: photonic belt, cosmic plasma band, stream of particles from the central sun. We call it the photonic flux, and this photonic flux is hitting your solar star, which in turn is bombarding the magnetosphere of your planet with unprecedented amounts of energy. This is not theory. It is recorded in your satellites, in your observatories, in the daily measurements of the Schumann resonance. The base frequency of the Earth, which for millennia remained around 7.8 Hz, has presented peaks that have already surpassed 50, 60, 80 cycles per second. And your body, beloved family, is an antenna. Each of your cells is being bathed by this new frequency. Each mitochondria is being reminded of its original function of light. Each strand of your spiritual DNA is being stimulated to activate sequences that were dormant since the last vibrational descent of the collective. And here is the revelation that must enter deep. The wave of miracles is not a poetic promise, It is a physical phenomenon. Miracle in galactic language means the sudden activation of a timeline of greater possibility, and timelines are governed by frequency. When the frequency of your field rises, the quantum probability of improbable events collapses in your favor. What you call chance is merely the mathematics of thousands of possibilities being chosen by your dominant vibration. It is not luck, it is selection. It is not destiny, it is resonance. It is not magic. It is multidimensional mechanics. And what is happening now with the photonic flux is that the entire Earth is being pushed into a frequency band where the choice of elevated timelines becomes infinitely easier, provided that your field is clean enough to receive. And it is here that despair enters as an essential character of the story. You need to understand, the despair you feel today is not weakness. It is the awakening of the shadows. Before the wave arrives, everything that vibrates in scarcity needs to come to the surface. Every hidden fear, every filed-away grievance, every belief of unworthiness, whispered for lifetimes, everything needs to be revealed so it can be dissolved. It is not possible to receive the wave with a handful of stones. It is not possible to open the chest to the miracle without the chest first being emptied of the old weight. Therefore, when you wake up in the early hours with a tightened heart, when a cry without reason settles in the middle of lunch, when an old anger returns to burn without invitation, no, you are not going mad. You are being emptied, you are being purified, you are being prepared, and no one prepares to receive little. The point of no return has already been crossed, beloved family. This cycle no longer allows anyone to return to the old vibration without consequence. Either you rise or you fall ill in the attempt to maintain what can no longer be maintained. Either you accompany the new frequency of the earth, or your body screams for months until the soul wins. There is no middle ground. There is no neutrality in this quantum leap. And those who have already crossed the point of no return, you who are listening to these words at this exact instant, no longer have cosmic license to give up. The wave comes. The wave has already left its point of origin. The wave is on its way. And the only question that remains is, will your field be clean to receive it or still occupied by old weight when it arrives? Beloved cosmic family, if the mechanics of this wave are being revealed to you at this exact instant, it is because you have a role within it that only you can fulfill. There is something in you that already knows that this transmission is not entertainment. It is a summons, and there is a complete map of this summons, who the architects of the vibration of scarcity are, how despair was programmed into the collective, and how you use the wave that approaches to leave this game definitively. This map is called the spiritual secret behind your consciousness. It is not just knowledge, it is armor. The link remains pinned in the first comment of this channel. We reinforce with respect. Due to the depth of the revelations contained, it may be taken down without notice. If your soul recognizes this call, act today, and record your vibration once more in the comments with the word awakened. Your word is a decree. Your word is a grid. Beloved family, now we deliver what your soul came to seek. The activation codes to prepare your field for the wave that approaches are not complicated, but they are non-negotiable. They need to be executed with presence, with conscious breathing, with the understanding that each word is a line of code being typed into the software of your reality. It is not common prayer. It is quantum prayer. It is not an aesthetic ritual. It is a vibrational decree. It is not a suggestion. It is a cosmic order issued from your consciousness to your field. Listen, memorize, practice. First code, the breath of the grid. Sit with your spine erect, feet touching the ground, hands open on your thighs with palms facing upward. Inhale through the nose, counting to 4. Hold the breath, counting to 7. Exhale through the mouth, counting to 8, producing a soft sound, almost a whisper. Repeat this cycle 7 times. While breathing, visualize a thread of electric blue light descending through the top of your head, crossing each chakra, exiting through the soles of your feet, and entering the crystalline grid of the earth. You are not just breathing, you are connecting to the circulatory system of light of the planet. This is the first door. Second code, the decree of the 0 point. With your right hand over your chest, over the center of your cardiac chakra, pronounce aloud or in deep silence, I am the point where despair ends and the miracle begins. I authorize in this instant the complete dissolution of all vibration of scarcity anchored in my field. I call the wave. I receive the wave. I become the wave. Repeat 3 times. Feel the heat rise in your chest. Feel the tingling in your hands. Feel the slight pressure in your temples. This is not imagination. It is your field responding to the command you just gave. Third code, the programmed water. Before sleeping, fill a glass with clean water. Hold it with both hands at the level of the heart. Close your eyes. Say, "Sacred water, living element, thou art witness to my quantum leap. I deliver to thee my frequency, and thou returnest to me the recalibration. At dawn I wake up different. Leave the glass beside the bed. Upon waking, before any other action, drink half of the water. Feel each sip cross your body. Keep the other half for after the first ray of sun touches your face." Programmed water is not superstition, beloved family. It is technology. The molecular memory of water responds to vibrational instructions, and this is one of the oldest tools of your stellar lineage. Fourth code, the cutting of the cords. There is something that needs to be said clearly. As long as you carry energetic cords with people, places, situations, memories, and timelines that have already expired in your cycle, the wave of miracles will pass by you without grounding itself. Old cords are drains. Old cords are anchors. Old cords keep you tied to the vibration of scarcity that the wave came to dissolve. Therefore, once a day, during the next 21 days, do the following. Standing with arms open in a cross, rotate slowly on your own axis 3 times clockwise. At each turn, decree, "I cut, I burn, I return to the source everything that no longer belongs to me. I call myself back. I reintegrate myself. I am whole." You will feel as if something left the solar plexus. You will feel relief in the middle of your back. You will sleep deeper that night. This is the field relieving itself of weight that was not yours. Fifth code, the anchoring of the light. This is the most powerful and the simplest. Every day for at least 11 minutes sit in silence, without music, without a cell phone, without external stimulus. Close your eyes. Place both hands over the lower abdomen. Say internally, "I authorize the photonic flux to enter every cell of my body. I authorize the crystalline grid to manifest in me. I authorize my spiritual DNA to remember its original sequence of light. I am the miracle in motion. Do not force thoughts. Do not judge images. Just allow." 11 minutes a day for 41 days, and we promise you, the wave that approaches will not just reach you, it will recognize you. Sixth code, the sun as a seal. Once a day, preferably at dawn or in the late afternoon, offer 3 minutes of your face to the sun. Do not challenge the midday sun, but receive the sun that embraces. Close your eyes. Let the light cross your eyelids. While the heat touches your skin, say in silence, "Sun, thou art the representative of the central sun in my orbit. I seal in my body today the same photonic flux that crosses all worlds. I authorize each ray to reprogram each cell." What your science calls vitamin D is merely the physical byproduct of a much deeper process. The sun is the battery of your pineal gland. The sun is the charger of your internal crystalline grid. The sun is the direct messenger of the council. To ignore the sun is to reject one of the most precious tools this planet offers for the crossing. Beloved cosmic family, we must deliver a final truth before closing this transmission channel. The wave of miracles that approaches your timeline is not an empty promise. It is not positive motivation. It is not a speech to console the wounded heart. It is a cosmic event recorded in the archives of the Council, predicted for generations, activated from the moment the point of no return was crossed by the collective of this earth. What changes from person to person is only the intensity of the surrender. Those who prepare will receive miracles in cascade, in health, in finances, in relationships, in mission. Those who resist will feel the wave as friction, as an increase in despair, as an intensification of the symptoms we described at the beginning of this message. The wave does not choose, it merely passes. Who chooses is you with the state of your field at the moment it arrives. And the moment approaches. It is not years from now, it is not decades from now, it is not after a next incarnation. It is now. It is in this cycle, it is in this body. It is in this identity that you call yourself. You are living the quantum leap while it happens, and there is an incalculable blessing in having consciousness of the moment in which one stands. Do not waste this blessing with doubt. Do not waste it with postponement. Do not waste it by distracting yourselves with small wars while a cathedral of light is built around you. Starseeds, the despair you feel today will be a distant memory in a short time. You will look back and recognize that those nightly cries were the soul opening space. You will understand that that insomnia was training to receive. You will realize that that feeling of not belonging to this world was, in truth, the remembrance that you belong to something much greater, and that much greater is coming to meet you. The pressure in the chest will turn into dance. The ringing in the ear will turn into song. The fatigue that sleep did not cure will turn into lightness that no stress reaches. Because the wave does not come to improve your old life. The wave comes to exchange your old life for a life that your soul always knew was possible. And before this transmission bids farewell to this channel of light, we need to engrave more layers into your consciousness. Listen, Starseeds, to a truth that is rarely delivered with this clarity. The wave of miracles that approaches carries a living intelligence. It is not a blind current of energy. It is organized consciousness. It is an intelligent field. It reads the vibrational signature of every soul it crosses. And what it seeks in you is one thing only: availability. Not perfection, not purity, not an impeccable history of spiritual practices, just availability. An honest yes coming from the center of the chest, a yes that recognizes the fatigue but chooses to cross, a yes that accepts the shadow but walks toward the light, a yes that says, I do not know how, but I surrender to the how that comes from above. This yes is the key, this yes is the portal, this yes is the only requirement. Many of you have been silently asking the heavens in the early hours between one cry and another, am I doing everything right? So why does my life still hurt so much? Beloved family, we answer you now with the open heart of the council. You are not doing anything wrong. You are merely within the last stretch of the crossing, and this stretch is always the densest because it is where the old makes its last attempt to retain you. All pain that intensifies before departing is merely the resistance of the old against the new. It is not punishment, it is farewell. It is not delay, it is the last wave. It is not failure, it is final friction. And he who understands this mechanism stops fighting against the pain and begins to welcome the pain as a messenger that brings news that the new is already at the door. Do you know why this channel was accessed by you exactly on this day, at this hour, at this minute? Because the mother frequency of the Galactic Council is being channeled in this transmission to reach the fields that need immediate recalibration. This is not literature, this is infusion. While you listen, codes are being downloaded. While you breathe, adjustments are being made. While you recognize each word said here as true, your internal crystalline grid is being reconnected. There is no way to leave this video the same way you entered, and that is why we insist. Take these words seriously. Do not treat them as just another piece of content consumed among so many. Treat them as the letter your soul has long waited to receive, and which has finally arrived in the right hands, yours. The moment has come to close this transmission, but we will not bid farewell without first delivering the final seal. Place your hand over your heart. Close your eyes, if possible, at this instant, and receive the blessing of the council. May the wave find you awakened. May the light recognize you whole. May the miracle find you prepared. May your timeline realign with the truth that was always yours. May the despair dissolve in the instant these words end. And may, upon opening your eyes, your world already be beginning to reorganize in your favor. So it is. So it manifests. So it is fulfilled. And before we definitively seal this channel of light, one last delivery must be made. Those who felt the density of this transmission in some deep place of the chest, you know who you are, need the complete map. Because listening to a truth is the first step. Anchoring it, integrating it, living within it is the journey. And this journey cannot be made in the dark, groping the walls of a reality that still insists on selling the vibration of scarcity as normality. It was for this integration that the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was delivered to this plane. It is the extension of this transmission. It is the manual you will consult on the days when the wave is hitting hard, and the memory of what was said here seems distant. The link is pinned in the first comment. We reinforce with clarity. This material challenges very deep layers of the dominant narrative, and therefore it may disappear from the air without prior notice. Do not leave it for later. The moment is now. The moment is this. The moment is the exact instant your hand hesitates over the screen. And before closing this video, one last anchoring task. Go down to the comments and write the word that seals your commitment to this wave, to this light, to this quantum leap. Write, awakened. One word only. One word that is worth more than 1,000 lukewarm prayers. One word that confirms to the field that you received, that you understood, that you accept. Each awakened written in the comments strengthens the crystalline grid that sustains the wave for all those who are yet to reach this transmission. You are doing this for yourselves and for the collective at the same time. Namaste, beloved cosmic family. We of the Galactic Council withdraw from this channel for now. But the wave continues. The wave does not stop. The wave comes, and it comes for you.